Saya Muhammad Rafa Prasetya.
Jadi hari ini kami akan menginterview Om Roger, orang Selatan.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Rafa, and with my friend Khadafi. And we want to conduct an interview regarding your experience as a foreign national living in Indonesia, especially relate to language and communication culture. First question, could you please introduce yourself? What is your full name? Which country are you from? And how long have you been living in Indonesia?
Okay, my name is Roger Owen Bice. So Bice is my family name, and Roger is my nama panggilan. I'm from Australia, and I've been living in Indonesia now for 24 years.
What was your initial purpose for coming to Indonesia?
I came to Indonesia because I was headhunted to become a IT project manager for PT Newmont Nusa Tenggara.
If you don't mind sharing, how old are you?
77.
Could you tell us a little about the native language in your country? For example, are there any unique pronunciations or characteristics of the language?
Well, Australia is a little bit different from a lot of other countries because we have a lot of slang. It's all, well, the national language is English, but it's English Australian. So it's a little bit different from English, and it's a lot different from American English. But even inside Australia, there are some little differences from state to state, the same as there are in Indonesia. Well, not the same. Indonesia is a lot more complicated from region to region. But yeah, it's basically English, but with a lot of slang.
Yes.
In your opinion, are there any similarities between Indonesian and your native language?
Well, Bahasa is based on Bahasa Belanda, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And it's a lot different from English. And there are other differences too, such as the adjectives in Bahasa Indonesia are after the noun. But in English, the adjectives are before the noun. There's also something in English called the verb to be, and that does not exist in Bahasa. Actually, I'm talking about more differences than similarities because I'm not sure there are many similarities.
Next question is, when communicating, what cultural differences have you noticed the most between Indonesian and your home country?
I think Indonesians are a lot more polite. So Indonesians will talk a lot more about food and family and simple things before they talk about business. So talking about a business meeting can take a long time, but the business part is not always the most parts. But it's because of being respectful to other people. In Australia, we just talk. You know, if it's meeting time, it's meeting time, and we talk business. There's no
Jadi to the point.
social communication beforehand.
Next question is, aside from differences, are there any communication cultural similarities between Indonesian and your countries?
Cultural similarities,
Communication cultures.
communication. I think the communication in Australia is a lot more open, and people, especially in business, lower level people are quite open to talking with their boss and even disagreeing with their boss. But in Indonesia, probably not so much because people are so polite. They let the boss say what the boss wants to say and they say yes. In that way, it's a little bit different a little bit similar to America. American bosses don't like working with Australians because we're too assertive.
Oh. Okay. Last question is, during your interaction with Indonesian, have you ever faced any difficulties or challenge in communication?
All the time, every day. Well, it is hard work, especially at the start. And it's not only the language, it's the culture. So you have to accept that you come from a different culture. There's different things that are important to Indonesians and different things that are important to Bulays. Yeah. So yeah, I've been here 24 years, so I can do it, but it's hard work. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time for this interview.
You're very welcome.